Hi guys, this is Duke from Surfside, and I want to talk a little bit about the problems people have when they're trying to mount their Burton boards with either an old binding or a new binding to an old board, or an old board to a new binding. It's not as complicated as it sounds, and we have all the different parts here to make it work. First of all, you have to come into the store and get the Burton M6 transition kit. Within the transition kit comes extra discs like these. These are discs in case you have an old traditional Burton binding. So if you have a binding that's not EST and it's not reflex and it's a binding, could be a cartel, a mission, or whatever, it doesn't matter. This disc will fit in it. Now if you have the old binding, we'll give you the disc and you use your existing hardware to mount it. But another question is, if you have a old EST binding with the old mounting hardware and you're trying to make it work on a newer EST board, you're going to find that it doesn't fit. Once again, the M6 transition kit comes with more hardware. So you'll have this in this cutout in this board. You'll see it's different than the cutout on the older boards. So this new hardware that you get accommodates the cutout on the newer boards. Also comes with the new hardware. Now this is a newer binding, so don't get it confused with your old binding, because it's going to be different down here. This part right here that goes into the channel on your old binding isn't wide enough, so you put this little shim on that comes with the M6 transition kit, and it just goes right on here, and your binding goes on the board, and you use the new hardware that's provided in the M6 transition kit. Please don't get it confused. You might not have an EST binding. If you have a regular binding, you use the discs. If you have an EST binding, an older one, you use this little shim, put it on here, and the new hardware provided in the M6 transition kit.